Hello everyone. I was just grabbing my planner out to plan out my day, my very well used Create Space planner. And a quick reminder there, if we can just talk about well used planners for a second, people get really caught up in keeping their planner perfect. They don't want scribbles in it, they don't want any marks on it. And I just want to remind you of that feeling that you feel after a really good night out, so a dinner party or having friends over, whatever it is, and you look around and there is that mess, that beautiful mess that you can see in front of you because memories have been made and an amazing evening has been had. It is the same with planners. Life can be messy. There are beautiful memories to be made, and the planner is there to guide you through that and to be there to help you plan out whatever it is that you need to get done in a day and also remind you of what is important to you. So don't worry about these marks on it, the spills on it. It is all part of your story, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of any story is sort of that messy middle. So I was grabbing my planner out today and I thought I would talk through the Create Space planner in particular. This is what the layout looks like on the inside. So there are beautiful colors in the Create Space planner, and as we do with all our planners, the Create Space planner has been set up the way that it is with intention. We have really thought about the layout of the planner so that we can support you to plan out your day and make it, the best that it can be. So let's start at the top. In each of the Create Space planners, there are 4 dot points or little checklists at the top. That is for our daily zone, the laundry, dishes, and the 15-minute tidy up. So the laundry is probably self-explanatory. I find personally that if I do a load a day, it really does make a difference. So it is just a reminder to me to put the laundry on and to check that off once it's done. The same with the dishes. When people ask me where to start when they're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with their home, I often say to them, start with the dishes and the laundry, as in not the space itself in the laundry, but rather the clothes that need to be washed and the dishes that need washing, because we use dishes and we wear clothes every day. And if we can stay on top of those 2 things, it is just the beginning of that snowball that helps us to feel better in our space. And our space really does have an impact on how we feel. So dishes and laundry. A 15-minute tidy up is where we set our timer and we do as much as we can in the 15 minutes just to tidy up the space. When we take the time to do the 15-minute tidy up, we are doing something for ourselves. It is like 15 minutes of self-care, and that's how I like to look at it, because I know I am directly influenced and impacted by the space that I am in. So that's 15 minutes that I prioritize to make the space that I'm in feel better. And the daily zone, I have separated our house and our space into 7 zones, and I tackle one of those zones every day so that it remains manageable for me. And as I always talk about, small steps add up. That means that every space in our house gets some attention every single week, and there aren't rooms that are hiding in the background or cupboards or drawers that are mounting and becoming unbearable or unmanageable because we never give them our attention. So it just allows me to split our space into 7 different zones and to spend 15 minutes in each zone each day. All right, so that's the top, the checklist. Next to that is our list of 3. They are our 3 priorities for the day. They really do help me think about what is most important to me that I complete today. So it is an activity where you sit down, you may have a number of things on your to-do list. I want you to look at your to-do list and just think, listen, what are the 3 priorities? What do you need to have done by the time today ends? What will you feel better for doing? That also helps me when things don't go to plan, because if I can't do a lot of what's on my list, I focus on those 3 priorities. So you can imagine your list of 3 as your list of 3 priorities for the day. Underneath that, we have sections split up for morning, afternoon, and evening. And the reason I do this is because our planners are designed to reduce overwhelm. So if you have a lot on today, what I always recommend that you do is separate your day into what needs to be done in the morning. For me, that's before 12. What needs to be done in the afternoon, again for me, that's before 5. And then what needs to be done in the evening. You take the 5 minutes in the morning to plan out your day. And then during your day, you don't focus on the long to-do list. You only focus on the part of the day that you are in, trusting that if you follow your plan, you'll get to the end of the day and what you need to complete will be done. I feel like if we look at our full to-do list every day, we can feel overwhelmed. and I'm all about breaking it up and reducing that overwhelm. So spend the 5 minutes planning out the day, and then trust that if you stick to it, it will work out for you. Trust your plan. And remember that if you take the 5 minutes to plan out your day, you are more likely to plan things to be as efficient as possible. So teaming up, getting things done in town when you already were close to town for an appointment, to dropping things at the charity bin on the way to school, drop off or pick up because there is a charity bin there. When we actually stop and think about what needs to be done and we place it into the part of the day that makes the most sense, we often buy back some time for ourselves. Our Create Space Planner is very flexible. So then to the side of that is a checklist. You may not quite be able to see that there are checklists to the side, so you can write a list out and tick that off during the day as well. And then my favorite part of the Create Space Planner is right at the bottom. There is a section that says one thing I can do to make today better, and I would love you to consider every day when you wake up and you're planning out your day, what is one thing you can do to make today better? Because it is that thought and the time you take to think about one thing you can do for yourself to make the day better that adds up. And if every day we are taking the time to intentionally choose something that will make the day better, over 365 days, that's going to really add up. Even if we're only completing it 80% of the time, these small moments are what add up. They're the things that when we reflect on our year, these are the things that will have an impact on how our year has felt for us. Has it been a positive year? Has it been a challenging year? Often these things that we think about, the one thing we can do for ourselves, has a really big impact on how our year feels, and despite the challenges, how we feel we coped with the year. So that is the daily layout of the Create Space Planner. There is also space for a weekly plan, so you can use the weekly plan either for meals or for after school sports activities, whatever it is that works well for you. The days of the week are written down the side. There's a different quote to inspire you every single week. And I love that you never know what quote is going to pop up for the week, and it might just be what you need to hear. So I randomly opened up to that weekly plan, and here is the quote. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. And I love that. I never know what I'm going to read, and often it's exactly what I need to hear. So even though it is a daily layout that I'm showing you, there is a weekly plan in there as well if you like to have a page where you can map out your week. And as always, we have a monthly overview. So our monthly overview in the Create Space Planner is full of space, because the Create Space Planner is a 9 by 7 inch page, so bigger than normal, and the monthly overview has plenty of room for you to fill in what needs to happen in the month. It also has space for a habit tracker, so if you're working on a goal and you're wanting to track how you're going with it, that is there for you as well. And our favorite part of any planner, but we have 2 pages of it in a Create Space Planner, is our goal setting and our monthly check-in, just to see how we're going, to ask ourselves some questions and reflect on the month that was, so that we can learn the lessons that we need to learn from it, and we can use those lessons to help us in the month ahead. So that is our Create Space Planner, the daily layout. I hope that has helped you. If you have any questions, please pop them below.